The stone was warm to the touch, baking in the heat of the Palestinian sun, rough and rounded, still with chisel marks like scars left behind by its missing parts, cut from its home and rolled to enclose this brother in his final resting place. Dusty feet on cracked sand walked towards the tomb she hoped he would keep from closing. "Where were you?" she said, as she clamoured for breath and fought to push out those aching words between sobs that took captive her chest. You could have stopped it, kept his heart beating, eyes seeing, blood pumping, lungs breathing. You could have stopped it, couldn't you? And his kind and ancient eyes that had offered such hope before began to swell as he saw the depth of sorrow that the intrusion of this most unwelcome of enemies had caused. And he wept. He wept with her and for her. And he wept as the maker and creator of a paradise that this unruly disease was never supposed to plunge into darkness. And he wept as the one who imagined every bird, bee and butterfly, who spoke into existence every olive tree and formed the mind that would marvel at a room full of fairy lights, because they reflect the cosmic canopy that he sang into being as the ceiling of a world that wonders why it has to end. And he wept as the author of life, to whom death is a personal offence. But he did not weep as those who have no hope weep. No, those heavy tears contained within them a promise of a better ending. And so he cried out to the heavens with mourning crowds in view, and he set his face towards the stone that for 4 days had kept his friend entombed. And in 3 words he reversed even death itself. "Lazarus, come out!" And the dead man came out from his tomb, for life had told him to. But as those kind and ancient eyes saw his dear friend walk again, he knew that the grave could not remain empty. And so dusty feet on cracked sand walked towards the gaping mouth that loomed large as Lazarus left its shadow. And he did not cease until the grave had swallowed him up in darkness, and there in the belly of the earth he lay for 3 days, life dead. But the stone was warm to the touch, baking in the heat of the Palestinian sun, rough and rounded, still with chisel marks like scars left behind by its missing parts, cut from its home and rolled to enclose this brother in his unfinal resting place, but now rolled away, and dusty feet on cracked sand walked towards the empty tomb where she saw her risen Lord standing, death lying dead where life had walked out free, that you might have life and light and love and have them for eternity, where God's dwelling place will be among his people, and he will dwell with them there. He will wipe every tear with a love so perfect that it casts out fear, and death will be no more.